are discussing this right now. It's like, well, do we want the Beast in the free, the Venge in the free, the Prophet in the free? Who wants what, guys? Because you could take these anywhere, and there it is. It's going to be Poppy on the Prophet, Beastmaster offline as expected, and you will have the mid Vengeful Spirit.
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I wonder if it kind of helps that Click was showed first.
Yeah, I was having this discussion with Liz the other day. Like, why are we still at a situation where the people's picks aren't hidden and then revealed at the same time, right? So
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think it should be like that too.
yeah, it just gives way too much an advantage. And it's like people keep going, oh, well, yeah, this is where having a player that can play multiple lanes is a advantage for a team. It's like, yeah, but one team is literally being put at a disadvantage if they show, and the other one can just react to that.
Man,
So
they
how are
had
we
so many
looking
good
more here?
options.
Because I feel like Secret have a lot of push. It seems like the obvious thing with those first few picks, but the Lycan really balances that out on the side of Liquid, and they do have a Treant Protector to keep their towers healthy as the game goes on.
My only I would say I favor Secret. My only concern would be if they get into a situation where they try and push for an objective a little too early and then they get turned on. That's one thing that Treant Protector is really good at. Like trying to take advantage of you with an overgrowth, and then if you just come running in with Death Prophet and her ulti running with Pango chain stunning you all, it can certainly be an issue. But for the most part, I think their draft looks both aggressive as well as fairly balanced from the side of Team Secret. It looks like a little bit easier to play out. So I am favoring them currently. And yeah, and this is the laning shenanigans that we're talking about. Like Nisha's on the Venge, but it's gonna be Zai mid on the Beastmaster because they see Koikva's on the Lycan.
That's actually fair kind of reaction coming out from Secret. I think the other interesting thing to mention, like the draft comparisons, is that Secret's power, it's kind of constantly rising, right? Like the way their heroes don't rely on big cooldowns to do things. Whereas for Liquid, you've got this shapeshift that you got to play around. You've got this exorcism. They're powerful spells, but if you misuse them, suddenly you are very underwhelming for the next minute or two.
Yeah, the more and more I see Ursa too, the more I just keep thinking how that's so not a problem for him anymore. Like ever since they removed the damage from the ultimate, that made this hero so much better. Like not needing to pop your ulti to get a burst kill in a side lane, meaning that you can then keep it for going for the objective after or going for the Roche pit or whatever. And then late game, like there's a reason why the Battle Fury is so good now. Is that like you're going late game, you don't have to rely on your ultimate for offense, and then it's only 30-second cooldown anyway.
Yeah, and it also offsets the mana regen issues you now have ever since they switched the mana regen talent from 10 to 15. It's very hard to debate that item is the way to go with this hero now.
Plus, Abyssal's busted. That didn't hurt.
Yeah, that's like the obvious one we talk about, right? Melee heroes, very strong right now. Abyssal, why mini Blink Dagger? On it, and when we talk about Ursa, it's a hero that essentially has two forms of Blink in that, as we just shoot off, and now she's going to go down. Insania got the final hit out.
Man, I was not sure if Taiga being back there would be enough, but very well done. The Nature's Graft obnoxious at level 1.
Yeah, and that does mean
that... It kind of is a graft.
I mean, the rough part from Tumman now is he has leveled in the Earth Shock, which you can try to be defensive here, but it's going to be tough to overpressure, or is it? Oh, these blocks coming out. Poppy. I mean, this is why you give this man micro heroes. On point.
It's hard to believe how nerfed Treants have been. And they're still so good.
It's just so hard to kill. It's like we're seeing this overall from the Zoom meta, right? It's like you look at everything, it's just a bit too tanky for me to kill right now.
Yeah, it feels like you just have to commit way more to try and deal with them. In the mid lane, it's summons on summons. With the Boar Man versus Wolf Man.
And I think it's kind of a race to free, right? Once Zai has free, you can make sure Lycan doesn't feel confident, but at the same time, if Lycan has, level 3 or 4 too quickly, the regen means he doesn't care either.
Yeah, I feel like Koikva's going to be fine. I think that this is better for him in the long run. Just his summons, like, it's not like Beastmaster can really chase you down and try and kill you or anything, because the spacing's so small. Like, it's a lot easier to do that in a side lane with, like, the constant harass and, like, actually pushing you off the wave, whereas in the mid, probably not going to get that same advantage. Oh,
Nisha. Yeah. Cheeky from box. He does die, though. The Wave of Terror was causing too much damage.
I'm always surprised how much farm I'm able to get when I'm dead as Venge with this. Like even in the early game like this, it's not an advantage that you really think of, but he just got 3 last hits that no other hero would have gotten. You know,
that's true. And it's also we were discussing this, especially when we've seen like all the mid ones, like Topson plays it a lot, right, on OG. Is that even it allows you to play a very over the top aggressive style, because even after you die, you're still giving something to the fights that occur later on. It's not just about getting creeps, it's about this aura that persists and your right clicks that are coming through. I mean, we've even seen some clips where, you know, it'll be 2 or 3 kills claimed by a vengeful spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult to build the illusion right now and like build the hero just because of how good the illusion is, that you don't necessarily want to build items that don't benefit when the illusion isn't like you know, you don't necessarily want to build like plus damage items or whatever, because you want like all the agi, and you want to buy aura items too, so that you're giving those off. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those examples where there's not really another comparative in Dota. It's this hero, you know, you can talk about, oh, Chen, his Chen army's still up, but in the hero itself, like, your punishment of dying is offset a little bit because you still exist.
And Foxy's having a hard time down here. Can't really trade.
I wonder if maybe a little level 4, because then the disarm lasts longer. You can get to a stage.
He's going for it. Oh, he didn't
actually
get
gonna
it.
die for it. Oh, that's so painful.
I'd be so mad. I mean,
You know
I
that
know
feeling,
it's 70%,
right? You're like, come
but
on,
still.
it's gotta go. It's gotta go off. I've hit him like 5 times in a row, and I haven't got a single proc. Zai almost got blocked up in the mid lane. That was close from Quake. He might still get this. Needs one more hit from the Wolf, and Zai, nope. Regen's just enough.
Oh, man.
Already talked about micro shenanigans and the tree in its top, and then we just see that in the mid as well.
Man, he's still so low. And saying he's gonna start walking over. He's like, yeah, there's no way, right? Right?
Just presses E once. Oh, a kill. Neat.
Yeah, they got a ward anyway. Plus, there's Invis bottom. That Zai should know there's a rune there. Of course, he's probably not aware of what it is. He's definitely hoping it's a regen, though.
It's tough for the Beastmaster at this stage, right? Because you're all about just trying to win the attrition warfare, but like him, because of that passive, he's got the HP regen. He's always going to outtrade you.
Invisibility.
Boxy just ends up taking the rune instead.
I think he was hoping for something more useful than an invisibility rune, which will now be obvious to Quake as he scouted out with his wolves. That does leave Nisha alone, just casually farming away. Like, Venge not even pressured at all in this game so far, really.
Yeah, Bossy doesn't have boots either, so this was a pretty long excursion here of not getting farm. Meanwhile, up top, Puppy is level 2, so he probably just used all his HP and mana to be a nuisance, and then TP back home again as he returns to the bounty rune fight.
A little
bit of a bounty rune dispute on the bot lane. I'm just watching Boxy get disarms at the right moment.
At the same time, Insani's in trouble up top here.
Moving in. One more clap comes out. Cumberman gets the kill. Boxy is running for his life in the bot lane in the meantime as Nisha. He does have the wave of terror, and he can get the kill. Oh, God. I know what he's going through here. We've all been there when we play Pangolier. We're just like, just one more disarm. Just one more, and I win this trade, and they have to run away.
Mid lane roar.
Quakes is pretty tanky, though. They don't have to lift for another 4 seconds. They can't dive it either, so Quake will just shrug it off and go, I don't know what the hell that was all about.
I'm thinking he probably thought his Rubik wasn't level 2. It's probably like, oh, really? That's it? Level 1 Fade Bolt? That's all you got?
Sitting there like, yeah, come on, dude. I'm trying to secure you kills here. Why have you been in a tri-lane all game?
Oh, man. Boxy is just getting bullied down here.
This is ours.
He's just hitting him with the wave and punching him over and over.
I mean, surprising as well, right? Because if you do leave these two in a vacuum, because of the nature of their spells, like they are both stat weak at early levels, but Venge is always going to be stronger. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Yaps
well
gets brought
top.
down by the first shapeshift. Top, yeah. They all die. They'll get Midsummer Man. Tiger does give his life for it, though, and Poppy makes sure he takes the gold. He's like, don't worry, Midsummer Man. I'm going to become a core. Big and strong and full of aura items that will secure our mid game.
Well, at the very least, with the shapeshift kill, Quakefoot wasn't able to get Zai, but still, he'll be pretty happy with that. It just edges him over in terms of net worth, but very even between the two.
Radiant's mid towers get
And they're both going to pretty much do the same thing, right? Clear cancel with Nisha.
Oh, no. Nisha may have stunned the creep, which was clearly an attempt to secure CS, friend.
Yes. I did not see it, but I believe it.
Boxy with a much needed gank though. It seems like Liquid are ready to abandon the tri-lane facto that was occurring.
Dire's mid tower.
I feel like this first Roche fight is gonna get so ugly. Like, look at all these heroes. It's like some gross brawl in action.
That's true. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. And then you look on the other side, it's like, oh, like it. Oh, DP. Disarms as well. Bot lane. There's disarms coming to effect.
He's so close to 6.
He can't get out. He had the one, but the Fade Bolt's just too much damage.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
And I think this is where Secret just push him for some tower damage, right? They got the catapult, they've got the Nature's Prophet here, and they've got a level 3 Vengeance Aura.
Yeah, it's good to do this before the tree's level 6, because that's when you can actually start the turnarounds with the TPs and buy his team a lot more time. So, like, DP does not want to come down here and try and pop her ulti, right? She'd rather just try and ult top and trade.
He got swapped out. Nisha spotted him with the Wave of Terror. They get a freebie, and now Box, he did
They
get
have a
level
Hawk.
6. He got level 6, and he's going to commit it. And that may be a mistake. They just primal roar him up, and they'll right-click him down. It's a pretty pathetic looking Pangolier. He just has to run away with a sliver of HP remaining. That was not the impact you were looking for out your first ultimate.
Getting beat down.
And they lose the mid tower to Quickfor as well.
Radiant's bottom tower's done for.
Yeah, you can't contest some beasts there. It's just way too hard. Like, you need extra numbers to battle versus the Vision, because Vision's just like way too strong. I mean, combining the swap like that is pretty smart.
Dire's top tower.
Definitely was well played by Secret. Gets them that early rotation in the most taken tower. In fairness, though, as I said, Liquid did manage to get that tier 1 in the mid. So Quickfor got, arguably the most important tier 1 tower in this game right now. Question is whether Zai can mirror that now, because you could just try and connect towards mid. However, someone you want in that push is being pushed into right now. Nisha will turn around, though, as Boxy doesn't get the disarms he's looking for. Ends up going down again. And they say, okay, you didn't want us to leave bot lane? Fine, we'll commit to it. This is our new home.
Radiant's mid tower's coming.
Yeah, obviously they were not expecting there still to be so many heroes lurking around. I mean, it doesn't matter where Puppy is, right? You always have to assume that he could be there too.
No, he's just been in the top lane, getting a little bit of solo XP, because obviously once you do have that level 6, Wrath of Nature is a pretty substantial nuke in these early team fights.
I mean, that's what YapzOr needs too right now, right? Is to get level 6.
Oh yeah, I think that's why Puppy's like, I'll just get it off of farming. YapzOr can have the tome in 15 seconds.
Well, looks like they got to hurry up here for this top one. I think Insania realizes that he can't really do anything, though.
Primal Roar come out. Death Prophet. He actually did begin the Spirit Siphon, though, so Zai needs to be a little bit careful himself, because that's going to be a long route for an up. But Timmerman, reinforcements have arrived. Zai might still go down, but now Mike is in a world of trouble and a world of hurt, as they'll just run him through and look to clap him down. They do get the kill. So 1-for-1 exchange. However, works out in Liquid's favor, because the shapeshift in the mid lane did get the kill into Nisha.
Amazing what you'll find.
Yeah, they just ran him down. No real option if he just decides to ult and go after you like that.
Oh, it's the top
I think
farm.
the only reason, the only reason Zai went for that was because of the trying to make sure they got that outpost. I don't think he thought it was necessarily a great play to go for a kill at that moment. He was just like, yeah, I want to make sure that we have this at 10 minutes so that we get the XP. It's just too valuable.
Yeah, especially when we're highlighting both the heroes and the support role. So critical that you get that 6 quickly, as they are very powerful things. In terms of like steals that YapzOr's really aiming for this game, I'd imagine the top one's obviously going to be Rolling Thunder, Overgrowth, and I want to say something like a False Promise, but it feels weird for Rubik to try and look for that in a fight.
Mid tower's getting banged up.
Well, they're currently looking through a smoke, but they will get scanned.
Yeah, but Tiger's hanging around. He'll get into the trees. Nisha. The Hawk's
so
trying to
hard
get vision,
versus
but he's so fast.
They almost had him.
Well, they won't make it for nothing, though. They do converge towards the mid lane. They say, okay, you basically forfeit this. And there won't really be a trade.
Oxy down bottom did go for a jump down. He's whittling down Poppy to see if this is worth.
He's like, come on, where are the proc? Finally, he gets a proc. And now the steal will be under the swashbuckle instead of the Rolling Thunder. And Poppy will go down. Or will he? Can he joke? Nope, he's going to juke it. They commit, and they get the kill. He's like, okay, Boxy, you want to do this, you have to swashbuckle once more. YapzOr can chase this, however, with a lift back. Boxy might be in a bit of trouble, but nope, instantly identifies they've got no stuns, and he'll make his escape. They've been laying
only there were
harbor.
creeps there.
There's an attempt. I'm not really sure what they're hoping to do to an Ursa here. I think they just want him out of their territory. But it does look like Matumbaman's not rushing a Battle Fury this game. He's actually going for the Yasha.
Battling. I wonder if he'll actually go Manta, because it's Silence and the Root. I mean, it's still an Ursa, though, so I hesitate. I assume he's going to go for more of a stats resistance style.
Yeah, like Signs and Yasha with your Enrage as well. Having stats resistance is pretty strong.
But, like, I don't know. If someone wanted to go Manta, this would be the game for it.
Why stop
But,
there?
they've won the battle in terms of who's going to get Roche first this game.
They have. It seems like Secret maybe had kind of inclinations of this, but you can see they were already way too split up across the map to do anything about it.
Must have been fortified.
And Matsu's just going to take that Yasha and then start going for the Battle Fury. So I haven't actually gotten to see too many Ursas lately. The only ones I've seen have gone for the Battle Fury pretty much straight. Sometimes drums first. So I'm not sure if this is like a common thing for him.
Oh, Nisha. Well, he knew they were just in the pit. He didn't think that they were going to come and punish him so quickly, though. He is healing up a lot, actually. Finding a lot of time. He might be able to bring Boxy down, but nope. Boxy just steps out of the way. They finally get the kill. They haven't got the creeps here, though, so they can't push the tower. And instead, Secret will be the ones doing some tower damage to the bot lane.
Bottom tower.
Pretty good trades, but Liquid are really like on point with what they need from this lineup. And this should be at least one kill with the Yules. Should just be free.
Well, Puppey has arrived. He's ready to give his life. He might have the Overgrowth comes out, Crown being thrown out, the Shapeshift's been used. Beastmaster already down, Yapsaw. He's tanky enough to escape before they can kill him off. But Boxy pursuing on the Puppey with the roll through. They'll find and kill off the Prophet.
Maybe it just felt like they had a good chance because of all the vision they had around the area, but that was a really dangerous attempt, I think, to try and save more than, try and save everyone and make a turn there.
Yeah, it was
Obviously
actually pretty well done by Liquid. With it was just a rapid TP, right? Like, everyone on the team's like, all right, let's go. Especially once you see that Puppey's committing in with his TP into the fight, you don't worry about whether it's worthwhile rotating the whole team down there. Especially with this tier 1 still standing, at least for the moment. But probably not for much longer. So really, you got to look and see what Secret got to play around soon. Because they have now got the Helm of Dom complete on the Beastmaster, which gives them some more fight. And in terms of what Niche is building, he's going for Yasha as well. So it looks like Secret just want to be speedy boys and girls.
That's pretty speedy.
Guess what's happening?
He did die in a speedy way, I'll give him that. But yeah, Boxy definitely much more speedy when he picks up a haste rune like that. Question is whether they can connect into more. I think they just want the runes in tower, probably. It's a case of if they can get it without committing exorcism, you feel good as well.
And they're kind of in an awkward spot, though, because Top's just being pressured, so they feel compelled to try and take down this bottom tier 1 too. But, considering how much you're devoting to this versus your opponent, it doesn't necessarily feel that great unless you can really get good control over this area.
That is really the power of the zoom out, right? It's like you don't have to commit anywhere near as many resources to these type of pushes. And they still haven't taken down that tier 1 in the bot lane, but they've already lost their one in the top. And you're going to see more pressure applied to try and force them back. It doesn't feel good losing towers like that, especially when you have a treant to be able to prevent it.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
Especially when his build is
oh man, and the glyph too. Oh, this is so annoying.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
It is a tier 1. They're like, all right, if you want it, you're going to have to show us how many heroes are lurking around. Okay, you got practically the whole team there. Fine, we'll have practically the whole team here.
This tower is getting obliterated. Yeah, this is like the most value split shot of all time.
Dyer's structure's looking fortified.
I mean, not when they glyph. Keep the range creeps alive. All right, there we go. Box will get rid of them. They kept the cap out for a long time. They're still keeping it going because of the boars. He'll make sure that they actually don't get the kills on the boars. They don't get the XP, but the damage... It's pretty significant. Of course, the good news is you have a treant, so you can save the... You can salvage it, given enough time. But when you look at Secret's lineup, you have to imagine time is not on your side in that regard. They will move towards that tower again soon.
Yeah, that was a bit of a good example of like why the first Aegis... It's not necessarily about the Aegis. I feel like it's more so just like setting up for the second one with the Aegis and the cheese. Because like the first Aegis, unless you have a hero that can play hyper aggressive, it's pretty hard to force your opponent to fight you. You know, like everyone's just gonna try and trade on the opposite side of the map of you. That's what just happened to them.
Oh, I've seen this before. Boxy versus Nisha. Boxy did bring allies though, and he does have level 6 this time around. So
okay, that was
trouble for bench. Oh, swap. Yeah, well that one not so cool. He tried. They're even going to try and take down the illusion of him as they continue their push into the tier 2. And look at this, Secret go okay. If you really want to do this trade, and I don't want you to think about this, Liquid, because you're not as quick as we are with this push. Yeah, they have to start following heroes back. So they'll repel Secret's push, but once again, like you said, it's that Aegis factor, right? Once that runs out, Secret, they might not be so reluctant to hang around and take a fight against you.
Well, at the very least, Liquid still left Koikfa to like hang around up here. So he clears out the Ancients. He finds the first of the tier 2s. Gets themselves a Philosopher's Stone. Probably for a tree, I think. Try and get him that Blink Dagger first.
I'd imagine so. I think he's got it coming out now. Yep. He's like, that dibs, that belongs to me. Sorry, Insania. You're post-5. You get less priority on this stuff. Unless, of course, your team's secret. Your name's Poppy, in which case, if you look at Yapsor and Poppy's net worth.
Get the ring when you're playing the zoo and like starting to push towers. That's nice. They definitely want the Essence ring too, I think.
I mean, he's definitely starting to line up. Like that plus the AC coming online. Then you look at the secret side. They are getting close to that Battle Fury. They'll need probably like another 2 minutes.
All right, it's evened out. It's okay, guys. You got Kilos on
everyone's
side.
got... Yeah, that's all that matters. Imagine if you got the same neutral items. No, let's not do that. I know there's been some discussions people have been having again about whether we should be able to purchase the neutral items we want.
Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about neutral items. Definitely do not make them the same, because then it's still just going to benefit one draft more than the other. And they're going to know what your neutral items are. So that doesn't really make it any better.
No. Imagine they had 2 squishy heroes and they managed to steal your Essence ring as well. You're like, oh, well, this is conveniently useful for us. Yeah, I think like maybe if people wanted a way around it, you could have kind of like a neutral creep score. And once the timer passes, you could basically accrue points based on killing neutrals, and then you could buy items with it.
I think you should try and make it a little more complicated.
No, dude, I think I could, but not much more complicated. Maybe if we made it so that the neutral items had different costs to them as well. Pangolier finds a hefty cost to his initiation there.
That was sick. Gets the steal on the shield crash, then he gets the 18% damage reduction from both of them, and then is able to just live. And it's like, why isn't this doing more damage? Oh, yeah.
Nisha? Okay. He did try for the TP. Tiger was still around. They baited themselves a little bit, but Puppy will make it out. They get the Timberman away. And the push continues in the top lane. It's almost like every time Liquid gets these kills onto the Vengeful Spirit, it's not worthwhile because of what's happening elsewhere. Ooh. They're going to make him pay this time, though. Mike, he commits the exorcism onto Zai. Zai says, okay, if I'm going to pay, I'm at least going to get someone to pay with. He picks up the bounty room before giving over his life. The problem is you just commit an exorcism. Maybe you kill a few extra creeps, but now for 140 seconds, you don't have that big ultimate, and Roche could spawn in just 20 seconds.
Yeah, that would be the main problem here for Liquid. I like that they're not panicking when this push is coming from Seeker in the top lane. Like, sure, maybe they could have been there a little bit earlier and tried to push at some of these waves, but unfortunately, that's one of the problems we haven't really talked about that much with their draft. Is they don't really have fast wave clear, especially they have a duo of supports that can't really push waves. Like, Treant's okay, but it's very... He's on the line of being decent at it, right? And there's a reason that they often go for the Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp might hurt a lot when you're a hero, but... there's a reason it looks very underwhelming when you watch it on a creep wave. It's like, oh, everything is almost dead. Nods head. But everything is still pushing.
There's also just this idea of like not panicking like crazy because, I mean, you don't want to lose a tier 3 or anything, but it's not as punishing as it had been for a long time since we had shrines. Obviously, like that was a humongous deal. You would basically throw all your bodies to make sure you killed that right there. But we don't have to have that same panic anymore.
No, and it's also that case of overreacting, should we say. Like, you see someone doing something, you keep reacting to it, and what you realize is every time you come back to defend their push, your push is being eliminated as well, right? It's all about weighing up whether you can trade better and where you can actually take those trades, as we saw earlier when they were exchanging tier 1 for tier 1 and trying to do tier 2 for tier 2.
Matu had a bit of a rough start. I mean, having to go Yasha first doesn't necessarily feel that great, but gets his Battle Fury.
He does indeed. And they now know all these heroes on Secret side are top because they just tried to jump Tiger. They will pursue and find him because they cut the trees. His Blink Dagger doesn't save his life. They get the kill, but in the bot lane, they're moved in with the Roll and Thunder onto Ursa. But Summerman, he's juking it out. I don't know if they want to commit too much further. He has got the enrage. There's the Yules. It'll interrupt him. And there's no real way out for Martu anymore. Is that Nisha with a swap in? Good save. And now it looks like they need to back off. Puppy did go a little bit too deep, though. With the shapeshift commit, he might try and kill off Puppy. Toifa, he's going for bigger targets. He turns on the Yapso, an easier one at that. They'll be able to find him. They do get the kill to Puppy in the meantime, and now they converge on this tier 2 tower. They do have to go back to deal with Beastmaster, however, and Zai now in trouble. Mike blinks forward on top of him, and Zai doesn't have a way out. No point TPing. He knows it'd be interrupted. Double kill for Boxy. They'll kill off the army. They get the tier 2 tower in the bot lane, and Liquid finally take a favorable exchange.
And Roche spawns in 2 seconds. So they didn't have to use the exorcism. All of that trying to save their Ursa, and sure, he gets out, but very costly to lose additional heroes after that. And if they manage to spot it, I mean, there's even a DD there, so you know Quake was going to check now.
Yeah, you got to give it a little sniff. What's in here for me? With an AC complete, your world's desire, Aegis, and a cheese. In a lineup that has both a Lycan and a DP. I mean, this is the ultimate moment, right? You said the first Roche doesn't get much done, but now that you've got these 2 heroes that can just push forward incredibly aggressively, you could start to threaten high ground in the next 2 minutes.
This is why you want the early Roche complete. Obviously, you'd like it if your team took it, but even if the enemy gets it, as long as you get this one with the Aegis and the cheese, like if Secret had gotten this one, they would have been like, perfect. This is what our lineup also needs. But now you have to fight through Aegis, cheese, and False Promise. This is an extremely difficult team fight for Secret coming up next.
Puppy's been caught. Mike is getting so much done with this Blink Dagger. It definitely seems like it's been the right item, as Puppy has no way to get out of this. He's the Vlad, he's the medallions of mech for his team. So they won't want to fight for the next 45 seconds at least.
Yeah, I really like watching his death drop. I think he's really good at, cause I feel like China was the only region that was really playing a lot of the 1 death prophet for a while and like the 1 Leshrax, and they just used it to accelerate the game at a very fast pace.
That's true. I think
he's really done a good job of that.
The CIS region, we've seen Epi Kid do it a lot as well. It definitely is starting to catch on more and more. And there's the exorcism coming out on the Beastmaster. Zai tries to block it out, to treat by himself a little bit of time. No chance in hell. He even throws out the Prime Roy, says, Matumba Man, do your thing. Can you get enough out? Needs 1 more hit for this. Oh no! Oh no!
Nice plate mail.
He was owed that RNG after all this time, and it finally pays off. He gets the proc he needed. Now they can just run over the fight. Secret have 4 heroes dead. The Exorcism's still running for a little bit, and they'll move over to the mid lane to at least get some chip damage done at the tower. But with Lycan in your lineup, chip damage is the least you'll do.
That tower is going down fast, and they're going to go for it. I definitely approve. They still have the glyph, and they've got like 10 seconds. It's a bit of a tough one.
No, it's definitely 10 one of those do-it moments. Just use it. And even once you do, we're not leaving because we still have the Aegis. And to be honest, by the time you're up, Roll and Finder's going to be what? Yep, 10 seconds out. You just have to let him have it and walk away.
It's gone.
You can't really buy back, right? Like, if you buy back and force that fight, it's not going to go well for you. They still have the Aegis available there on the Lycan, and even if he doesn't have Shapeshift, it still feels like it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, you wouldn't have even had the Primal Roar, right? It's that case you'd buy back. It's like, okay, our initiation stun is it's available soon, guys. But to be honest, it's available once you naturally have respawned. So let's just maybe save those buybacks for a more opportune time. Matumba Man, yeah, he understands. He needs status resistance. He needs more. He's going for the Satanic next. I guess the tough part, and we've seen it already when he enraged in the bot lane, right, is it doesn't do anything against Yules. So you can't rely on enrage for your status resistance. You just get Yuled up. That's 2.5 seconds guaranteed, and then you're in trouble.
Yeah, even at max level, it's going to be half of your enrage. So pretty irritating thing to have to deal with. And geez, that Abyssal, he's getting there.
I mean, I wish he was going for an Abyssal. It would be so much better. Instead, Lycan get one. But is this right? Do you feel like maybe Matumba Man would be better suited with going towards an Abyssal at this point? Or do you think stuns aren't the problem?
Yeah. I think he knows he's going to get hit by spells. That's just the way that this lineup works. He has to get status resistance.
That's fair. I guess also you've got a lot of stuns, right? So, you know, it's just a penny in the well at that point. Like, you should have enough lockdown to burst the hero. He'll try, he moves him in the range with the disarm coming out straight away. The Royal Thunder through. And Matumba, man, swap out by Nisha. He's used to trying to give his life over. Instead, Oracle's the one who gives it over because the backline gets sniped out. Zai does get a kill. Gives his life for it. The buyback was committed by Oracle. Now Matumba, man, needs to back away after he clears some creeps out. They're just trying to slow down this push. They do not want to fight it directly. Quickfoot is getting a little bit low, but still has the Aegis to play with him. Boxy just disrupting so many heroes here, these disarms. He's still got the Heaven's Halberd to work with as well. There's no easy way to approach this Pangolier even at this stage.
Yeah, the right-click damage is running out a little bit here, but they're still just chipping away.
It's taking so long to get through him. This AC, this Vanguard doing so much work. Finally they'll get it, but there's the Enrage, the Yules. They say, now what, Matthew? What are you going to do? What's your move? Shapeshift gets activated. They move in. Nature's Prophet will be brought down slowly but surely. They'll chase through the Rubik. Clean up Nisha as well. The buybacks are being committed left, right, and center. But Matumba, man, he doesn't want to go in. No enrage for 20 seconds. They just have to accept. It's another set of buildings just gone. Liquid, they are starting to just establish dominance over Secret.
Yeah, I think Secret made the mistakes that we kind of talked that, like, the only way this gets really bad for them is like trying to push too hard too early, and I do think they made that mistake. Like on that bottom lane, trying to make a save on someone like that's exactly what Liquid's lineup needs, because their initiation was relatively weak at that point.
And now look at them. They're just going. They want this. They know Quickfoot has no easy way to escape this. They're trying to do damage to the poor stuff out. It's good from Tiger. Saves the day. Boxy rolls in on the Matumba, man. The front row thrown out onto Lycan. Everything but the kitchen sink for a kill on the Wolfman, but it's just not working. The sustain is too strong. And time again, Secret are repelled. They realize when it's over. They call GG. Liquid take game 1.
That I can appreciate. Very well done from Liquid. I mean, they're not afraid to just open with these classic combos that... I don't know, it feels like one of these two heroes is usually banned, right? If it's like the Ember or the Coddle or the Oracle and the DP, a lot of teams will ban out the Ember in the first phase or the DP in the first phase. But if you leave any of those little combos in, Liquid are